to Debate of the Week, ladies and gentlemen. This debate is about tag teams. Yes! I had to do it because of what happened in Bound for Glory in 3D. Now, we got a whole bunch of tag teams throughout history. The Briscoes, the Killer Bees, I remember a little bit of them. The Rockers with Shawn and Marty. You got, the Hart Foundation. You got Legion of Doom. Well, 3D used to be known as the Dudley Boys, so I'll go with that. There's a whole plethora of great tag teams throughout the years. I'll just focus on a few of them. I'm going to focus maybe on 3. One of the first tag teams I ever saw were the Briscoe brothers. I can't remember their names right now. I don't know why I'm blanking on. I think Jake and Jerry, the Briscoe brothers. If I'm pronouncing the names wrong, I'm so sorry. It's been a while since I thought about their first names. But I particularly remember them because of what happened with, with Team 3D. Because they got 23 tag team belts under them. For the Briscoes, they had 20. They're one of the few teams in history that won so many belts from so many different promotions. Just like the 3D, just like them being known as the Dudley Boys. These two different tag teams from 2 different eras, one from the 60s into the 70s, and Team 3D from the 90s into the 2000s, have been known to be the best ones in their era. The one that had the most titles ever held by any tag team. And I remember seeing the Briscoes go up against Legion of Doom. Seeing the Briscoes going up against, that's kind of hard to remember back that far. I mean, Strike Force, I believe they dealt with at least once or twice. The Killer Bees, I believe they dealt with. The Midnight Express, I believe they also dealt with. Those are up and coming teams. The Briscoes were already nearing retirement by then. I believe it was between the 80 to 84, the Briscoes were still active. So those teams were just coming up on their own themselves. So I know that at least once or twice they met one another. And I'm really glad that I'd seen some of it. Not all of it, because I was very young at the time. I was like 10 or 11 years old. But seeing those types of teams back then and how well built they were. The Hart Foundation was so well built with Jim the Anvil Neidhart, with Bret Hart and Jimmy Hart. They all just seemed to gel so well together. But do we have that right now? No. Even during the time when the Attitude Era was about to come in, the wrestling for the tag teams was so well done. The Heavenly Bodies during the 90s, the Bushwhackers during the late 80s and early 90s. Hart Foundation was still working a little bit before Bret went off on his own. There was so many, I can't really name them all. Christian and Edge, you gotta say, along with the Hardy Boys. You gotta say it. I believe Public Enemy was in ECW at the time. They really didn't do much in WWF at the time, but they did. I believe they did go. So there have been a lot of tag teams. But right now we don't even have any. What do we got? Samoans, basically the Usos. And they're a great team. I'm not going to lie about that. I still love the Usos, but comparing them to older teams that have been around, no, I'm sorry. They are no match for older teams. Even if you look at the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws, they were even a better team back then than today, to a certain extent. Well, maybe it's because they were well over with the crowd because they were there a while ago. But really, next to Stardust and Goldust and the Usos, what tag teams do we have? Curtis Axel and Ryback? No. It's just hurts me to see this. I know you guys are going to say, well, we got the Wyatts as well. What about the Ascension and NXT? Now, I've seen a little bit of the Ascension, and they look pretty good. But here's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. The WWE... I'm botching. I'm sorry. It's because of all that Japanese names. I had to try and say them properly, and I botched them so bad. So I apologize. But when you look at the WWF, you look in its past, they understood to get people over a lot of times as singles, they need to be in tag teams. We don't have many tag teams anymore. Almost no tag teams. And the killer for me personally is that I remember when Bret Hart, before I stopped watching wrestling, was part of the Hart Foundation. He was well known as a great wrestler, not a great talker. When he started going into singles run, and I saw him periodically through the years, honestly, it was good to see him in a tag team at first, because then I had more to be interested in. Jim the Anvil Neidhart was a great talker. You got... it just hurts me when I look at LOD and you look at Precious Paul Ellery. He spoke for them. He got them over. But we don't got that now. And it hurts me so much. And I said this over and over again, but it kind of... What can we do to bring this back into wrestling? Who can we team up in as wrestling tag teams? I don't really know. So, my ideas are this. And I like your comments below. Who would make great tag team wrestlers? We don't have that many wrestlers anymore. We don't. Slater Gator is not enough. Heath Slater and Titus O'Neil, not enough. And you already know how I feel about Titus O'Neil. He can truly be a great asset to the WWE. He's already been in the tag team with Darren Young. Now he's with Heath Slater. I really believe he can do better. If he had a better partner, maybe they can get him over more, but I just don't know right now. But I'd really like to know how you feel about this. Leave some comments below, because I want to make another video on this, and I want to know where we can actually go with these guys. So I hope you enjoyed this debate of the week. Please give me a comment below. Tell me how I'm doing, and I really hope you have a good day and have a good night, and I'll be getting my Raw review and my next debate of the week up as soon as possible. Peace out!